students, welcome back to my channel. In this playlist, we'll be covering this topic called as tonicity, which also includes exosmosis and endosmosis subtopics. Here we are in the series where we cover all the important chapters from ICC 10 biology, and this chapter is absorption by roots. This is the fourth video. If you haven't watched the previous videos, please go back and watch them as well. If you find my videos useful, please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends as well. Alright, let's understand what is meant by tonicity. Here, the definition says it's a relative concentration of solutions. So, what do you understand by this word relative? Okay, so let's understand that first before we go into the concept as such. Let's say there is a girl and her brother. Alright, now looking at them, we know that the girl is taller than the brother. But the moment she meets her mother, probably, who is taller now? The mom is taller. Correct? So, it is only when she and her brother were there, she was taller. But the moment she met her mother, she became the shorter one. So, this is the concept of relative with respect to something else. That's what it means. Alright. So tonicity is always a relative concept. Meaning, if you have two solutions with you, we can never say one is hypertonic or one is hypotonic unless there is something else to compare it with. So let's understand that as well. I have a beaker of water into which I have added 5 gram of sugar. Let us say I have another beaker into which I have added again 5 gram of sugar to the water that is there in it. Both have the same amount of water and same amount of solute, which means that the concentration of this solution as well as this solution are equal. In such condition, these solutions are called as isotonic solutions. Please understand, isotonic does not mean that it is water. In this example itself, I have taken water to which I have added 5 gram of sugar in the first case and 5 gram of sugar in the second case. That means both the concentration I have made equal. Such conditions are called as isotonic solutions, or the condition is called as isotonicity. Now let's say into the second beaker, if I add 15 gram of sugar and first case I add only 5 gram of sugar to the 100 ml of water that is already there. Alright. So which one has more concentration now? The second one. That is very obvious. The concentration. What exactly is concentration? We already covered this in the previous video. The amount of solute that is there in it, in this case, is more. Therefore, the concentration of this solution B is more. Such solutions are called as hypertonic solutions. Hypertonic solutions. Now, let's say the other one. There has to be a name for the one that has less concentration. What is that? Its name is hypotonic solution. Okay. So, what is the concept that we are further learning? The concept that we are further learning is what happens when a cell, either an animal cell or a plant cell, is kept inside solutions of the same concentration, solutions of concentration higher than the plant cell or animal cell, or lower concentrated solution. So let's go into that. The textbook picture, Selena picture, I have just cut and here it is. Here is the animal cell and here is the plant cell. In both cases, we are assuming that we are placing these two in a solution which has the same concentration as this. Okay, so first case, I'm adding the solution into the beaker. Into that, I have kept the animal cell here. This animal cell and the solution outside has the same concentration of solute in it, meaning it could be the minerals in it, it could be anything. Alright, so total concentration of the cell and outside are same. This means that water through osmosis keeps moving, correct? We know that What is osmosis? Osmosis is the movement of water across semi-permeable membranes. We know the plasma membrane of animal cell is a semi-permeable membrane, isn't it? Therefore, water will start moving. In which direction will it move? Water always moves from where water is more to where water is less. Now, in this case, I already told you the concentration outside and inside are same. That means water movement with in effect is zero. Okay. In other words, the amount of water that comes in and the amount of water that leaves are the same. Okay. So first condition that we learned is it's the same for plant cell also. How is it same? Because plant cell has only one thing extra, and that is the cell wall, which is completely or freely permeable. It allows anything to pass through. So if you learn animal cell, it's the same for the other cell also. So we'll focus only on the first cell, that is animal cell. Alright. So this is isotonic solution. Okay. So net movement of water is zero because amount of water entering and amount of water leaving are the same. Now in the next case scenario, we have put this cell inside a hypertonic solution, which means that outside the concentration of solute is more and inside it is less. Alright. In other words, we can say amount of water is more inside the cell compared to outside the cell. So where does water move? Water always moves from where water is more to where water is less. What does that mean? It means that water starts coming out of the cell or exit. Remember the word exit. Okay. So if water is exiting from the cell, we'll call that as exosmosis. Clear? The same way if I keep the cell in a hypotonic solution. What is a hypotonic solution? A solution which has less concentration compared to this cell. Alright, or whatever solution we are comparing it with. In this case, we are comparing it with a cell that we have kept inside. So here, it's a hypotonic, meaning what concentration outside is less, inside is more. Concentration of what? Concentration of solute. Therefore, in case of water, what will it be? Water's concentration will be opposite, isn't it? Okay. So, where does water move? Water always moves from where? Water is more. Where is water more? Water is more here. Correct? So, water starts coming into the cell. In other words, this is called as, we'll use the word enter. Okay. Enter, and for that we'll say endosmosis. Alright. So in case of, please learn this up as well. In case of hypertonic solution, exosmosis happens, and in case of hypotonic solution, endosmosis happens. With this, a lot of applicatory type questions are going to come for your examination, which we will be discussing. Let's go to the first question. The question says, if you sprinkle some common salt on grass growing on a lawn, it is killed on spot. Why? Can you think of the reason? So here, we already learned endosmosis and exosmosis, we have to answer in those lines. Alright. So first and foremost, certain keywords. What are the keywords? Here, hypertonic, hypotonic, endosmosis, exosmosis. Such words are there. We are supposed to use those as the keywords. Okay. So here, we are talking about common salt. So when we talk about common, let's say this is a grass that is growing. On it, I'm adding a lot of salt. Okay, I'm adding salt. What does it make? Here, which one will be the hypertonic place and which one will be the hypotonic place? Can you think? Yeah. So as we add salt, the concentration of salt on the soil that is there and the water that is there will be higher, meaning solute concentration, solute is this one, isn't it? Increases. As solute concentration increases, the outside of the grass, which is the hypertonic medium now. Hypertonic. How did it become hypertonic? Did you understand? The grass is the cell. Okay, plant cell. We have to assume that the grass is the plant cell. We are going to put it in literally hypertonic solution. How? Because we have added some salt on top of the plant itself, and there has to be some water in the soil. So the salt plus water in the soil will make a hypertonic solution. So now we already just learned, if you put a cell into a hypertonic solution, what happens? Which reaction happens? Endosmosis or exosmosis happens. Water always moves from where water is more to where water is less. Therefore, exosmosis is going to happen. Right? Hypertonic solution. The same way, can you answer this question by yourself? Potato cubes when placed in water becomes firm and increase in size. If you're unable to answer, please let me know. If you got the answer, please comment in the chat below. Thank you.